Greetings and salutations. I'm Ricky R. Levon, facilitator and teacher of the men's Bible study at the Worthington SDA Church, located on 385 East Dublin-Granville Rd, Worthington, Ohio 43085. We meet in the garden room at the church on the first and third Tuesdays of the month from 6:45 until 8, sometimes a little bit longer. Now, for a copy of the latest biblical study or to keep track of our progress, please visit the website at www.lavari.com/men-bible-study. A link is in the description below. We also send out emails for the latest information. If you want to be a part of that, please email me at ricklevon@yahoo.com. That information is also in the description. In this video, we'll cover a few main points from part 2, questions 11 through 17 from Prelude to Greatness, lesson 3, the reason for ministry. One of the points is a combo from question 13, and it reads, Paul used a saying regarding the Cretans that came from the Greek philosopher Epimenides. What was said, and how can similar sayings be said about people today? Now, the verse for that particular question is from Titus chapter 1 verse 12. And in Titus it states, one of the very own prophets said, Cretans are always liars, evil beasts, lazy gluttons. That was from the Greek philosopher Epimenides, who wrote a poem called Critica. And it is in the passage regarding the laziness and liars of Cretans. This was stated because the Cretans did not believe in the reality of Zeus being alive. Now, Epimenides thought this was ludicrous and continued to state that in Zeus we live and move and have our being to prove the reality of Zeus. Now, if that second part of what I just said sounds familiar, it's because Paul used that in Acts chapter 17 verse 28 in describing the Lord. As a matter of fact, Paul's message to Timothy regarding the Cretans was because they had a tendency to not believe in the reality of a higher life form. Paul even goes on to say that Timothy should rebuke them in case they have a similar mindset about God. In reality, people can say similar things in regards to people or us living in this generation. Many of them choose not to believe in a higher power and would prefer to go with their own understanding. Just like his message in Titus chapter 1 verses 13 through 14, we too should rebuke those who are of the faith and clearly goes against God's word, and to not pay attention to myths and liars. Now, speaking of people who spread problems within God's church, the last point comes from question 16, and it reads, at the end of the chapter, what behavior is itemized for those who are defiled and unbelieving? And the verse for that particular question is from Titus chapter 1 verses 15 through 16, and it states, to the pure everything is pure, but to those who are defiled and unbelieving nothing is pure. In fact, both their mind and conscience are defiled. They profess to know God, but they deny him by their works. They are detestable, disobedient, and disqualified for any good work. This part of the letter seems harsh. This is in large point due to Paul referring to people who are in the church or state they know God and in their actions clearly do not represent him. These people are just the worst. While talking about them in the Bible study class, the comparison was made to cancer cells. For in the body we have a natural immune system. Whenever an organism comes in that the body does not recognize as part of itself, it immediately sends the immune system to attack, destroy, or remove it from the body. This is constantly happening to keep us well. Sometimes certain bacterial viruses overwhelms the system or change their chemical behavior to act like they're a part of the body to avoid detection. Now, one such issue is cancer. And this disease is the continuous unchecked growth of cells in the body that can lead to death. Usually, this happens due to a flaw or issue in the DNA when the cells are replicating themselves. Even though cancer cells are dangerous, the body can't recognize it because they have the same genetic material and do not recognize it as dangerous. This is why many scientists and doctors are trying to train our immune systems to recognize the danger of cancer cells and eliminate them. Now, I said all this to inform you that people mentioned by Paul to Titus are these cancer cells. They appear to have a spiritual connection with God, but in reality are all about themselves. Their DNA, or let's say spiritual connection to the Lord, is misinformed or wrong. However, something about them is compelling, and they're convincing many others to join their ranks. This behavior, like cancer cells, they can lead to the body of the church or denomination to have major issues when the wrong doctrine and message is practiced and taught. This is why Paul warned Titus about these types of people who were cropping up into the churches. He wanted to make sure that the man, talking about Titus, was battle tested and ready for when danger would come. So goes for us as well in the church. Be careful. Let me say this again. Be careful and watchful for those who claim to know God, but in reality is defiling His very name and the behavior and mindset and actions. That's it for now. Part 2 of this lesson. But join us for lesson 4 from Prelude to Greatness, Sound Teaching. Make sure for that particular lesson, read Titus chapter 2. Visit the website, www.lavari.com/menbiblestudy. Thank you for your support. Be blessed, and I'll look forward to studying with you soon. Thank you.